We've said from the diplomatic side, we're ready to talk anytime North Korea would like to talk. And we're ready to have the first meeting without precondition. It's not realistic to say we're only going to talk if you come to the table ready to give up your program. They have too much invested in it. And the president's very realistic about that as well. We're ready to talk anytime North Korea would like to talk. And we're ready to have the first meeting without precondition. Let's just meet. And we can talk about the weather if you want. We can talk about whether it's going to be a square table or a round table if that's what you're excited about. But can we at least sit down and see each other face to face?
The White House says no dialogue can take place between the United States and North Korea until the regime changes its behavior. This completely contradicts an earlier remark by Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who said Washington was ready to hold talks at any time and without preconditions. Yoo Jun-hee tells us more.
A spokesperson for the White House National Security Council told Reuters on Wednesday that now is not the time for negotiations with North Korea, given its recent ballistic missile test. On the same day, State Department spokesperson Heather Nauert also said there would have to be a period of calm in which the regime suspends all weapons testing before any dialogue can resume. This is raising questions over Secretary of State Rex Tillerson's earlier comments, where he said the U.S. was ready to hold talks with Pyongyang at any time without preconditions. Tillerson's offer appeared to signal a shift away from Washington's demand that no dialogue with North Korea can take place without including discussions over its denuclearization. The White House declined to comment whether President Trump, who's taken a more hardline stance regarding the issue, had approved Tillerson's overture. Tillerson's relationship with the president has been strained in recent months, with the pair sending conflicting messages regarding the administration's North Korea policy. Tillerson's influence within the cabinet has diminished as a result, with reports emerging last month that Trump was considering a plan to remove him from his administration. There has been constant speculation of a growing rift between the pair ever since President Trump tweeted in October that Tillerson was wasting his time pursuing diplomacy with North Korea. But regardless of Tillerson's offer of dialogue, Pyongyang may not be willing to sit down for talks just yet, according to a UN envoy to North Korea. Under Secretary General for Political Affairs Jeffrey Feltman, who returned from a trip to the reclusive nation in late November, said the regime isn't likely to engage in discussions before it has a full nuclear deterrent.
The people who we met listened carefully to our arguments. They explored our thinking. They asked questions. They argued with us. But ultimately, they have to take what we said and talk about it internally, talk about it with their leadership.
China's foreign ministry embraced Tillerson's proposal.
China welcomes all efforts to ease tensions and promote dialogue to resolve the problem. We hope that the United States and North Korea can meet each other halfway and take meaningful steps on dialogue and contact.
But Pyongyang's official news agency reported on Tuesday that Kim ordered his scientists to continue making more of the latest weapons. Plus, not everyone is ready for talks. Japan wants to continue pressuring Pyongyang through sanctions. Its officials reacted to Tillerson's comments by saying they support the White House 100%. Tillerson made his offer nearly 2 weeks after North Korea said it had successfully tested a missile that could reach any part of the U.S. mainland. After that latest provocation, the first person Tillerson appears to have to convince of his new approach is his own president.
Despite his preference for what he calls peaceful pressure, Tillerson said tough sanctions and other measures can only be successful because the U.S. military is fully prepared to act in the event diplomacy fails. He also acknowledged that China is already taking steps to prepare for the possibility of a mass inflow of North Korean refugees in case of instability in North Korea.